Hi everyone, today I am filming part 2 to the God vlog, which has now converted to source vlog because I've had a second enlightenment. And I don't know where I'm going with this. The reason I haven't filmed this is because there's literally no structure. I don't know how to explain 101 feelings and thoughts that I am having. And honestly, I don't know if anyone's gonna care. I kind of want to count this as an anxiety update because I think all of this work that I've been doing with my mind and consciousness has reduced my anxious tendencies and perfectionist tendencies, and I really am a different person than I was a couple of years ago when I filmed the anxiety vlog, and honestly just a few months ago when I filmed God vlog. So just to recap, and then we'll rewind maybe, I'm no longer identifying as Christian, which sounds weird to actually say out loud, but yeah, I guess since finding Abraham Hicks, which I'll try to link everything that I possibly can below, because I would love for any of you that are kind of looking for that mind expansion or that next, I don't even know, I'm calling it my second enlightenment. There are so many layers to what I'm learning and realizing, but if any of you are interested in this kind of thing, what I'm like dying for is human interaction surrounding it and conversation surrounding this evolved consciousness, because honestly, Nate's really we're not on like the same grind with the spirituality stuff, and I have some friends that are interested in the same things, but I can honestly talk about law of attraction and Abraham and all of that stuff all day. That's like all I listen to. I'm a self-improvement, self-help spirit junkie, so that's like my jam. But anyway, we can take it back. But I just wanted to come on here because I've been dying to do it and I have the chance. My boys are sleeping, so here I am. And I would love if you leave comments, hopefully nice, kind comments, but and that we can have more conversation. So I'm going to kind of take you, I really don't know where I left off with God vlog, but basically the two big epiphanies, it's not a certain thing, but the two vessels of information, how do I say this? Two pieces of content that I digested that really changed my frame of mind were, well, I can't not mention Jess because she is, okay, Jess. Let me take a Jess appreciation moment. If you've never heard me talk about Jess Lively, I don't know where you've been. I don't even know what to call her. She is basically one of my, do I call her a spiritual teacher? It's hard because she has spiritual teachers and I feel like she's a really good middleman. I don't know. A light worker, if you will. Jess is on like the front lines of evolving consciousness and flow and all the things that I'm obsessed with. And I feel like I've really followed her journey. Like her trajectory and mine feel parallel in a way. Like when she's ready to move on the next thing, I feel like she takes me with her and I'm open to that. And so I'm really thankful for Jess. I love her content and I'll be forever grateful for her introducing me to one, Rob Bell, which I would love to expand on, and Abraham Hicks. So Jess Lively, I found her podcast a couple of summers ago through Sarah Bagley's podcast, who loves to call herself a recovering perfectionist. That was the first time I heard that term. So if that's kind of the jump. Jess has podcasts, Life with Intention, Flow with Intention. I've never taken her classes, but I love her podcast, and I just downloaded A Lively Adventure, yada yada. You can find her on Instagram, all links below. Motherhood was obviously a difficult point in my life because it is for everyone. You have this identity crisis, and so I would like to mention two Jess podcasts episodes. Number 207, which inspired me to change my Instagram bio to I am a growth-seeking human being, because labels are whatever. And that's what I got really stuck in. Like, I'm a mother, I'm a pharmacist, I'm a wife. Like, I am whoever I want to be, and I can try whatever I want to try, and like, it's all whatever, you know? So number 207, and then number 224 with Rob Bell opened up my second enlightenment. So the last time we talked, I was identifying as a Christian, a fairly open, flexible Christian, and there are still some things that just don't make sense with Christianity. And so I feel like Rob Bell really gave me permission in a way to think about the Bible differently. His book, What is the Bible, is amazing. And honestly, I feel like I'm a pretty open, like, again, flexible person, but reading like just the first chapter or like whatever the first section of that book was, I literally had to stop myself, and I was like, this guy might be too much. And he's like a pastor. So if you are identifying as Christian and are kind of like ready for something else, I would totally recommend Rob. But and he has a podcast too, Robcast, which I love to listen to. His last episode, number 166, on Everyone is Your Teacher. Amazing. But I feel like Rob, he really just puts it out there that like the Bible is a document of stories, of human stories. We are all human. That's what we have. That's how we connect. And so I guess that's a really good point as to why I'm even sharing this today, which is so disorganized and uncomfortable for me because it has no structure and I don't really know what to say. I just know I want to talk about it. But like the importance of a story. And I don't know how many times I've heard that at like a pharmacy conference, or like, you know, you have to have your elevator speech, you have to know your story. But like even more than that, like the points where you were broken down and desperate and hurting and or what basically being human, like those are the points of connection. Those are the stories you tell. That's what connects you to another human being. That's what connects you to their experience. So here I am sharing minutes, hours, I hope it's not an hour, of my consciousness, of just chatting. So Rob Bell has been a great teacher in the last few months. From Rob, continuing to listen to Jess, I had heard of law of attraction, and again, with the layers, like, you can see something at face value, and then you can go even deeper into it, and that's totally Rob's thing too, like what's behind the thing behind the thing. Abraham Hicks, yeah, law of attraction. So I've heard Jess talk about Esther and Abraham, and it is hard to explain. So if and when you're ready, please Google Abraham Hicks, and that's exactly what happened. I've heard Jess talk about it for so long, like like attracts like, you get what you put out, but never really, I had never gone to actual Abraham Hicks, and once I did that, game changer. It's been one of the most freeing ideas to buy into, especially for a type A anxious person who I feel like I was controlling in the wrong way, and I feel like Abraham Hicks is really good for my type of personality and tendency, and probably everyone, but because if you buy into it that you are the creator of your universe, you make your life, like, that's so freeing at the same time. It's hard for me to differentiate what's different between like being a control freak. That's the thing. Is like you're like being a control freak and that sort of like perfectionist, like I'm trying to control other people's behaviors and actions and mine to like make myself feel better. But the whole thing with Abraham is like alignment before action. So like as long as I'm feeling good, which is the whole thing, it's the feeling, it's not really the result, but as long as you're in alignment and you're good, whatever you shoot for it, whatever you go and do next is going to be great, because it has to be. So Abraham has just been like such a gift in terms of creating my life. So I don't know where I'm going with this. Even talking to Nate though, like sometimes I'm like, can you like, he has agreed that I'm better than I used to be in terms of anxiousness and how I deal with things. But yeah, just day-to-day life and flow and choosing a better feeling thought all the time, or moving downstream versus upstream. Like, what is the natural next thing to do? Like, how can I always be feeling good? And like okay, I have this written on my little board because I'm listening to The Vortex, which is an Abraham book, Abraham Hicks production thing. The basis of life is freedom. The result of life is expansion, which is death, by the way, and how it's not a scary thing. It's probably going to be a great thing. I mean, I'm not like rushing to it, but you know. And then the purpose of life is joy, and the basis is contrast. So, like, I don't know. I'm just happy even reading that. Like, it's all coming. It's all good. You're the creator of your universe. So Abraham, for me, like, circling back to Christianity, has been really freeing from, like, the guilt, people are bad, sin mentality. Like, people do bad things. So that's kind of where, if any of you are into Abraham, I want to talk about this a little bit, because it feels very self-absorbed at times, which I think is kind of the purpose. Like, you are in control of you, and you can't really control anyone else, so, but I don't know, I'm still kind of stuck on that point of Abraham, and like, really, I love focusing on myself. And then I was doing it for a few weeks, and I'm like, wait, what's happening in the world? Like, I don't know, because it's almost like, don't really let negativity into your thoughts. I don't know, I'm still kind of stuck on that, but I am really loving what it's been doing for my everyday life and everyday flow and all of that. So here I am sharing my story. I don't know where I'm going with it. One thing I do want to bring up is my husband, Nate. He was like, when do you stop? Like, he thought I lost my mind when I found Abraham, and I was so excited. One night, it just came to me to, like, actually Google the videos, and again, my mind was blown, and I was like, this is all making so much sense. And, like, that's the thing, though. I am just, like, self-help spirit junkie, so it's never done for me. I love this content. I love digesting this. If there's something you think I love that I haven't mentioned, let me know. But, yeah, I was kind of taken aback, because it was kind of like, when do I stop? Like, what is the next thing? But there really isn't. Like, I can just keep expanding. I can just keep jamming on this. Like, it's so exciting to me. I love to talk about this. So, I don't know what else to say, except that I post a lot of, like, what I learn every day on Instagram. So if you want to talk about this more, leave a comment below, or find me on Instagram at Tidy Tour. I post on my story about it a lot. Every Monday I do Affirmators. I choose, like, a knock-knock card, and that's what was on my board up there. This week it was personal growth, which I loved. But this is, like, the closest thing I have to a tarot deck. So every Monday at 4:30, I go on to Instagram Live, and we choose a card. And I would love to have, like, more in-depth discussion on, like, self-help, bettering, all the things during that time. I would like to make it a little bit more robust. So find me there if you're interested in talking more about this. But I don't know. Rob Bell's good at a sermon. I am obviously not good at a sermon. I used to think that literally everyone could be a pastor. I was like, yeah, you write the thing and you say the thing. I'm not too bad at saying the thing. I just don't know what to say. So, I'd love to talk to all of you more about this. I'll just mention really quick all the resources, like, that I've been, and the content that I've been digesting. So one, Jess Lively, her podcast. Robcast, and his book, What is the Bible? Elizabeth Gilbert, Big Magic. I just listened to that on Audible too. I'm not sponsored by Audible, but if Audible wants to sponsor me, hit me up. Magic Lessons, which is a podcast that stemmed from Big Magic. I've been loving that. Oh, Brene Brown, Daring Greatly. I just only really read, like, the preview, and I haven't committed to buying it. But I've been working on vulnerability a lot too, so, and Brooke Castillo, the life coach school, she's a little more like cut and dry, abrasive. I would say like Rob is like complete love and like openness and like good feeling things. Abraham is just like straight teaching, like straight lessons, and then Jess is like the experiment of it all. I feel like she's really showing her journey through flow and like expansion and all that. So those are some resources I just wanted to mention that I've been loving and jamming on. So I guess I'll edit this now and upload it and hope people will say nice things. I want to say one more thing about Abraham, because I don't know if any of this made sense. What really attracted me to Abraham Hicks is the language, the feeling, and I will say, I know Nate thought I lost my mind because Esther channels Abraham, the collective they, but honestly, I got around that really quickly. Like, that wasn't hard for me to digest because I was like, I don't care who the teachings are coming from, it's good. It's whatever they're saying, I like. So I don't care where it came from, I don't care who channeled it. What I like is what they're saying. So I'll leave you with that. But thanks for watching this totally random vlog. I love the internet. Like, you can put weird stuff on the internet. That's what the internet's for. So thanks for watching. Oh, I would love to have a benediction. Can you help me think of one? Rob always says, what does Rob say? I think peace and love, my brothers and sisters. Jess always says, may something wonderful happen to you today. What can I say? Give me a catchphrase. Okay, bye.